Superstars Demo Day Season 3 Cohort. We're happy to have you here, wherever you are. If you're joining through YouTube live stream, we're also happy to have you here. Today, we will showcase our select startup from our incubator program, the BFG Superstars. Before we start, I would like to share briefly about the agenda for today. We'll start with a brief introductions about what BFG is, what we are doing, who we are, and then we will continue with the pitches and the judges Q&A. After that, we'll have the closing, and that's the end of our demo day for today. My name is Albert. I'm the program manager at BFG Superstars. BFG Superstars is the incubator program of BFG, where we incubate and build startup teams in the Web3 space within 3 months from scratch to launch. I'm happy also to join with my colleague today, Melissa. She is managing all the events and the marketing and operations at BFG. All right. So what is BFG? At BFG, we are a venture capital firm and also a company builder. We are based in Germany and Liechtenstein. Our portfolio consists of more than 40 blockchain companies. Within our venture capital activity, we finance founder teams in the early stage Web3 business models where we invest up to 500K per team. And then within the company building, we turn blockchain ideas into companies within a short amount of time. We did this through our incubation program called the BFG Superstars Program. In today's demo day, we will showcase the participants from our latest cohort, where to date we have built and launched 15 startups. Next. The BFG Blockchain Founders Group has been founded and initiated by the executive team. On the left, you can see our board of directors and executive partners, combined main expertise including regulatory framework, proven entrepreneurships, academic background, as well as VC and PE investments. So we have robust knowledge in this field. As well as on the right part, we have our executive teams. We're joined with our managing director, Sarah Gottwald, and also Martina, where they already work in the financial sector, business, as well as consulting, and work closely with various startups, corporate companies, as well as ensuring smooth regulatory framework for our startup teams. Here we also have the BFG engine. These are the core team that runs the BFG startup programs, as well as the whole business of BFG. We have Max, Yongchan, Melissa joined me here. We also have Elias and Yona. We kickstarted our company building with now we have more about 15 companies within our portfolio that we kickstart from the beginning. Next, I would like to give the stage to Sarah Gottwald, our managing director, to share a brief information about Blockchain Founders Group and welcome everyone to today's demo day. Sarah, please.
Yes, perfect. Thank you, Albert. Warm welcome from my side as well. I'm super happy that you participate in the event today. So first of all, congratulations to the startups that are pitching today, because we had approximately 450 people applying for our program, and we decided to take 60 with us. They had been on the journey with us for the last 3 months. We tried to have them with everything at the beginning, from product market fit to founder market fit to marketing, legal, tax, blockchain, tech, everything that might be hard at the beginning, especially if you're building a startup for the first time. So, and out of those 60, we have now 7 startups pitching today. I'm really curious about the ideas. Of course, I know them already, but only a little. And of course, they improved and growed a lot over the last weeks. So maybe one last remark. When they started with us, there was mainly nothing. So only nothing is the wrong word, but not a final startup, but there was like an idea and team, but there was mostly not an MVP. And so I think it's amazing what happened in the last 3 months. And I think most of the teams have been working very hard. And I'm really happy about the output and the progress and looking forward to the pitches. Thank you, Albert. Back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sarah, for the opening remarks. Next, maybe Melissa. I'm happy today to be joined by our 3 amazing judges. Without further ado, I would like to give a stage for them to quickly introduce themselves. Let's start with Nikki. The stage is yours.
Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be today's event. Currently, I'm now in Outlier Venture, working at their Ascend team, which is focusing on the latest stage Web3 company advisory and investment. And then we helped on the project, like from the token launch, advisory, community building, fundraising structure, tokenomic, product market fit, and everything. Before I joined OV, I started my career as an investment banker for a few years, and then I officially joined a crypto career in 2021 in HashKey Group and moved to Outlier Venture last summer. Very looking forward to today's pitch. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Nikki. Next, Sarunas, please.
Hi, everyone. I can echo what Miki said. I'm very excited to be here. It's my second time, so I'm an old-timer here. Very excited, was impressed by the quality of the startups and the teams that BFG produces. So really looking forward to hear the pitches today. I had a review of all of them, very exciting, very on par. So looking forward. Very brief intro about us. So we are founder heads. We are boutique Europe-based VC with a portfolio of around 30 companies. As the name suggests, we're founders ourselves and would like to invest in founders, not just ideas. So we try to be very hands-on and help as much as possible and have a different perspective than a regular VC. So yeah, looking forward for the pitches and yeah, good luck, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarunas. Next, Yaroslav, please.
Hi, I'm Yaroslav. I was going to say I'm an old-timer, but Sarunas was the first one for me. We're a Web3 focused venture studio named Yard Hub. We're based in Barcelona and Dubai. I'm myself a serial entrepreneur, more than 20 years into building different stuff in technology sector. Glad to be here today. Hope we bring value to the startups and looking forward to seeing the pitches. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for the short introduction. We are looking forward to your comments during the Q&A session. Now I will hand over to Melissa to introduce shortly about the startup that we are going to pitch today. Melissa.
Thanks, Albert. So in this pitching order, we will first have Team Blockchain Web Services. They call themselves the AWS for blockchain, a SaaS cloud platform for companies to add blockchain solutions into internal IT processes or new products for customers. Then we have Team SatsBridge, who are connecting layer 2 protocols with a long-term strategic aim to reduce fees and make cross-layer settlement instant. Third to pitch is Team Plano, who are creating a digital tool to improve the carbon credit process. Our fourth startup pitching today will be DeFi.me. The team aims to simplify the DeFi investing process by providing a user-friendly solution. Fifth to pitch today is Team Catex, and they're going to simplify Web3 bookkeeping across wallets and accounts for accurate accounting. And sixth to pitch is Team Gateway, a gamified learning and product discovery platform to help people to learn how to navigate Web3 applications and discover Web3 products. And our seventh and final team pitching today is Fireborn, an all-in-one analytics and growth marketing platform designed to enable Web3 games to optimize player engagement, retention, and revenue generation. So each of the seven teams today will be given 6 minutes to pitch, and they will immediately face 8 minutes of question and answer. So they will first take questions from our judges, and then we will open up the floor to the audience for some questions if time permits. So each startup will be evaluated on each of these criteria. So first will be the project's market potential. The startup will be judged on whether they have identified a genuine area of interest in the Web3 space and whether their proposed project is effective in addressing it. Next, the technical feasibility. The startup will be judged on how well it integrates blockchain technology into its project and whether the technology used is a relatively novel application. Third, the scalability of their business models. The startup will be judged on how scalable their business model and growth plans are from a regional to a global level. And lastly, we're looking at the strength of the founding team. The judges will be evaluating the team with their background and past experiences. They'll be looking at, is the team well equipped and confident to deliver the project? So without further ado, we can go ahead to kickstart the pitching. So let's welcome Team Blockchain Web Services.
Thank you, Melissa. Let me share my screen. Let me know when you can say it.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go. So thank you for having me here today. So blockchain web services, the Amazon Web Services for the blockchain. I hope that you will get the point on why we call us the Amazon Web Services for the blockchains. So we probably may agree that most companies struggling with blockchain development. Things are extremely expensive still and it's extremely slow. It's really hard to get developers. So at the end, for companies, everything becomes like a no-go for all sorts of companies, but mostly for traditional companies. So the rise of blockchain, it's triggered a little bit by this fact. So we thought about what if instead we use the same AWS principles in the blockchain ecosystem and we apply them, AWS principles, and we apply them into the blockchain ecosystem, basically by providing an API, a Web 2.5 API that is radically simple to use, no matter the blockchain you're planning to go, and also the multi-managed solutions you can start building from day one. This is what you see on the screen on the right. So, and this is blockchain web services. It's an easier, faster, cheaper solution for companies that want to move more into the blockchain and to move them from having to go through a very long and extensive process of getting into blockchain to a very straightforward journey where they can start working on day one. So let me show you a little bit what does it mean effectively, that journey, and how we can compare what is a long journey, a very expensive journey, into just day one kind of experience. So let me share, and that's something that you can go, please go to bws.ninja, you can sign up, and you can test our first production-ready solutions. What I'm going to show today is related to the use case that I was showing before. A company that just wants to write data into the blockchain. Today, they will have to go through a very long process just for that simple action, right? Added value action. So basically, they can go to blockchain web services, they can discover our solutions, right? And once they pick one, they can just start building on day one without having to worry about anything related to wallets, anything regarding to managing fees, and so on and so forth, right? So as an example here, we're going to write hello world classical message to one of the blockchains. So basically everything, the Web 2.5 API is just about that. It's just, okay, I select what I want to do, I select the network, and that's it. And then I go. I can start using the API straightforward from day one. And as you can see right now, we just call it that API. Now things are running on BWS side, just managing the interaction with the blockchain, and that's it. You get it, right? Basically, what you get on the response is, okay, your transaction went okay. And that's where you can verify and pass to your customers, for example, for delivering that kind of trust. At the end, what we provide is an API that's focused on the solution added value, where you don't have to worry about blockchain complexity, the network complexities, right? I think that we should move away, like the same way AWS moved away from the overall complexities of IT. I think that we should deliver something that moves away from blockchain complexities. And the end, your journey brings a lot of by using BWS brings a lot of savings, zero downtime, and you convert into a new blockchain kind of profiles, etc. This is blockchain web services. But there's one more thing. We want to enable a Web 2.5 API. We want to offer solutions, right, that are already there or we can think about. And we are going to offer as BWS those solutions. There are some that you can already go and test them today. So please just go register, sign up, and test them. It's really easy, one-day thing. But there's more. We want the community to be part, and we are already working with people like Kenneth to code and build specific solutions. Kenneth, for example, is just a business expert on an ESG kind of domain. We are working with him on building a solution that will be offered through the same easy to consume, easy to use API regarding the ESG kind of world. You can check on the website too. We are still coding, but you can check on the website too, what is this about? So at the end, we will land with a limitless kind of platform. And I think this is the kind of added value that the market is searching for, right? In the sense of, I want to get the value from the blockchain, but I don't want to deal with blockchain complexities at the end, right? From the business point of view, we want to go, of course, this is our priority, right? Just getting incomes by businesses just using our API as they use it to consume cloud. But we want to go a step further. And as we mentioned before, we want to onboard a community. And to onboard a community, even if it's not kind of a requirement from the business model to have a token, we believe and we're planning to just go and create our token so we can onboard and create some synergies with the blockchain community so they get attracted to build solutions on our platform. So we will end by having a very high valued API, a Web 2.5 API, bringing a gateway between the Web 2 world and the Web 3 world. And that's where we're saying our projections will bring that value where we do not, even if we're talking about tokens, at the end, the API, the highly valued API is what we bring into the market. I've been working with AWS. That's why I thought that the name was kind of made sense. I've been working with AWS for 15 years now, and I think that we can bring the same principles as I mentioned to the blockchain world. That's what the market requires, so we can raise blockchain adoption overall. And I just teaming up with different profiles on the topics that are mainly related to bringing a new business into the market. So this is blockchain web services, an API, Web 2.5 API, making things easier. I set up a collection of solutions that we will bring from our side, but the community will be onboarded to bring them also from their side, and making things much, much easier for companies to onboard into the blockchain world and the blockchain era, right? So we can overall raise blockchain adoption. That's our kind of vision regarding the blockchain. And that's it from my side. I wanted to focus on this.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Nacho, for the pitch. Now I welcome all the judges to ask some questions about BWS. Yaroslav, please.
Thanks, Nacho. My question is on the security and responsibility side. So if I understood correctly, what you do is you actually give the company the opportunity to get their data or whatever their process on blockchain without working with blockchain as it is. So for me, it presumes that you are handling all the blockchain side, like the smart contracts, the IPFS storage and things like that. Mm-hmm. So what is kind of the level of security you've got, how it is proven, whether it's certified? Because I see that for any, company from the small size upwards, this question is a big one, because they're effectively processing their data through you.
Yeah, so each solution will of course require different levels of security, right? And the overall, even if we are talking about custodian thing, or if we're talking about managing the data, the platform is built on AWS, right? So we will be able to just create things that may be auditable at the end, and that's what we also work on, the auditable side of all those solutions, right? So at the end, this kind of trust, blockchain at the end is just delivering trust, so we should deliver on our side trust. But basically, we bring to the customer that trust by being audited when it's required regarding all the solutions that we're going to offer, right? So yes, definitely, that's a big point that we're working on too.
Mickey, you want to go next? Should I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry,
let me go first, or yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, I got two question from my side. Yeah, first, it's super interesting product, and definitely think there's a pain point or could be solved. The first thing is I do see some similar product in the current market, so quite competitive place here. So what's your view for your go-to-market strategy? And the second point is for you just highly mentioned that you will have a token grant for the developers. So does it mean that there will be upcoming tokens here? If yes, what's the like brief tokenomic on that?
Yeah. So the first part of the question regarding competitor size, I think that the industry is going into leveling up the abstraction, right? So if we think about Infura is mainly just an API to just active networks, right? And then if we think about Kaleido, and there are many others, probably some of those that you're thinking about, right? If we think about Kaleido, at the end, it's a little bit a level up of abstraction, but mostly regarding nodes, right? So you still pay per nodes, for example. So it's not that kind of added value abstraction that we added. If we think about tagging, they trying to just go a level up of that kind of abstraction, but sometimes they just merge the network level with the business added value of their solutions, and they are quite limited. Blockchain Web Services is specifically just continuing that workflow of going up into the abstraction, and we offer kind of the final version of that abstraction process that I think that the market will go whatever happens, you know what I mean, in the sense of, because that's what the businesses require. They don't want to manage blockchain complexity. They want to manage added value that you bring from your solutions. So in that sense, we are kind of a level up from all those kind of competitors that are already into the market. Regarding the token, for example, for us, it's more like a way to onboard. I think that, you know, you never know exactly what a token could end up, right, from the valuation point of view, but we are not thinking about the token in a way of getting more value from that point of view, as we still want to go into the classical cloud per usage kind of bill, right? So our customers are paying for what they get from the usage of our API. But we think the token as a way to onboard a community, right? We basically are in conversations with that kind of community, blockchain community, and the business side, and we found that, you know, the community is kind of really engaged when they think about being part on a tokenomics or on a tokenized kind of solution. So we want to bring that kind of tokens, and of course we want that token to be valuable because it has some real usage, right? So we pretty are now planning how we are going to onboard those smart contracts, token smart contracts, right? So we can just play with the fees. So at the end, the community gets also rewarded with our token, right? When the customers use their solutions. And that will also bring into the go-to-market question that you were asking for, right? Of course, we are going to Web3 market it. That's why we are asking money for now. For example, Web3 marketing, creating the smart contracts, conversation with both sides, as classical businesses with Web3 community, right? But that's pretty where we see that we will bring the community for building those solutions, but we also will bring the community so they can sell their solutions to their own networks. So we go into an exponential kind of model from the market planning that all those communities do kind of selling for the platform because they're selling their own solutions where they get rewarded for. So it's kind of a circle that we want to create, and that's the meaning of the token, right? So yeah, that's kind of the intention.
And Shunas here, well done on the progress so far. A little comment, I think the token should be, you should think about the token the other way around, right? It has to have real utility, and then community has to come, rather than you say, we're going to build a token in order to attract community, and then we'll see where we're going to squeeze it in. I understand that 90% of crypto projects do it like that today, but we need to move away from that. So never say to any investors again that you're going to be building token just to attract the community, but you don't have any real use case for that. So I would just pretty much end the conversation there and so on. Just a small tip. On other hand, I have two very small questions. So what do you think is your target audience for that, right? Because obviously small companies, SMEs, big, large startups, and so on. And second, as I understand, you're a sole founder and it can be lonely sometimes. So what would be your kind of next step in hiring? Are you going to remain sole founder, or you want to attract co-founders in your team?
Yeah, so the first question, I agree on the token thing, right? In a sense that we are going to embed our contract, so they will end by just getting a fee of I think will be transformative in our tokens, so we onboard the community. So it has already been think about in this way. So regarding the journey, for example, on who are we contacting, right? So one of the initial points of the initiative came from participating into a hackathon. I was working as a consultant on a Nordic bank, and we thought about participating into a hackathon that previously was focusing on saving some data from that bank to prove some. In fact, this use case is a real use case, that the hackathon use case, where basically they were asking to save some green figures into the blockchain, and we won that hackathon. What I want to say by that is that there are a lot of different kind of business targets that we plan to go. So for example, and that's related with the solutions that we are going to work on. So I'm working with Kenneth, who's a business kind of expert in that area. So we are going to focus into the financial institutions that he can think about offering that solution, right? So mainly traditional businesses. So on one side, we're going to traditional businesses, kind of solution oriented, that we can offer our solutions. And that's where we need sales specialists, for example, from the recruiting point of view that you were also kind of mentioning. And on the other side, we want to just bring the community. So we have kind of duality here where we go traditional businesses, traditional sales processes, and Web3 marketing processes, right? And from the kind of hiring point of view, the next big step is I'm working with several on hiring a sales specialist for going to traditional businesses, while at the same time, I carry everything that related with marketing, Web3 marketing, community, and so on. So we are going to go dual in that sense, traditional businesses, traditional markets, right? Solutions oriented kind of sales target groups, I would say. And then on the other side, the Web3 community. And we want to just do that. So at some point, it goes kind of by itself, right? I'm not sure if I just answered your question.
All right, thank you, Nacho, for the pitch and the answers. We now have to move to the next pitch. I would like to welcome Bridge and Ilya.
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello, everybody. Okay. So let's go. So I'm presenting the SetsBridge project, which is intended to link EVM and other smart contract platforms with Lightning Network of Bitcoin. So here on this slide, I show about a dozen of real economy grassroots projects. All of them are scattered through the world, almost on all continents, and all of them are using Lightning Network as a major payment rail. And except only one, Monte Libero project from Montenegro is actually using some other kind of blockchain, so it's Stellar, but they are also interested in wrapping Bitcoins. And it means that they are somehow tokenize Bitcoins for their own tokenomics needs. And on the other side, SetsBridge project is intended to be a door into DeFi space from the Bitcoin side for Bitcoiners. And here, for example, I have collected some feedbacks from Bitcoiners who are using DeFi one way or another. And this example is related concretely to the SBV crash and short-term USDC DPEG. And what if we just replace one stablecoin with self-custodial BTC and allow users to channel liquidity from their DeFi platforms to directly into their Lightning Network nodes? And currently, one estimation for a whole market of the bridges is 174 billion by 2030, and we think that SetsBridge may be a player in on this market and have a niche. Another thing for our project is we may actually also channel liquidity from a nascent field of the tokens in Lightning Network. There are about 3 protocols which are going to be released soon on the mainnet. So this is famous Taproot Assets by Lightning Labs. This is RGB protocol for client-side validation and OmniVault. And all of them, one way or another, target tokenization. And in the first place, that might be stablecoins, at least Two of them are supported by Bitfinex, and which means that they are supported by USDT Tether 2. And since all these tokens will be issued on the Lightning Network, it makes sense to build an additional bridge from Lightning Network tokens into other protocols, which are Ethereum, Binance Chain, or Tron, for example, which are forks of Ethereum originally. And there is a growing amount of exchanges also working in Lightning Network, and they're kind of stuck in this network, and they actually may be used as hubs, but since SEC undertakes an aggressive measures against exchange, and all of them introduce KYC, such breach may play in this field too. So what is the main way before Lightning Network to issue tokens on EVM chains, on Ethereum, on Tron, etc.? So it was mainly on-chain instrument, which has their own disadvantages like slow finality. That means that transaction on the Bitcoin chains needs to be confirmed, and usually it's from 2 to 6 confirmations. And also there may be a network congestion, which reduces an economic efficiency of the tokenization on the Bitcoin chain, and channeling liquidity into other chains. And also it may slow down an actual process of the tokenization and actually hurt user experience. And there is also the largest tokenized Bitcoins is WBTC, which means wrapped Bitcoins, and they are maintained custodially by the Federation of Custodians, with the largest one is BitGo. And albeit they haven't compromised themselves, we have really bad examples when, for example, Grayscale BTC was managed that way that they were hypothecated multiple times among different players on the market. And we could avoid it by directly minting tokens tied to liquidity on the Lightning Network. So what is our solution? We have a baseline application which allows user who wants to mint tokens, or on the first stage it will be just routing tokens, I would say. So it will be Lightning Network transaction and tokenized Bitcoin transaction on the other side. So user sees a quite simple web application, and which is integrated with 2 wallets like GetAlby or MetaMask, pretty famous in their own communities. So on the Lightning Network, like, we have pretty quite much different wallets, and they just continue to appear. Currently, I'm counting about 20 different wallets which support Lightning Network. So it also says about the actual adoption. And on the Ethereum leg, I think there are 2 or 3 wallets which may be integrated with this bridge. And we are working currently on integration with MetaMask, and almost finished it with Wallet Connect, which provides seamless integration with our application. And bridge may connect in the first place between Lightning Network and EVM layer 2 protocols like Polygon, for example, or some other solutions. And we can experiment with lower fees and benefits from them, because they also have some decentralized exchanges, and they also have WBTC tokens. And also all of that, since it will be non-custodial operation, it doesn't require any KYC, and it will be in accordance to recent regulation improvements in Europe. So, and another idea of our project is build.
Thank you for the pitch. Sorry, the time is up.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I'd like to welcome the judges again for the Q&A.
So, any questions?
Yeah, I'm afraid we were not able to grasp the whole pitch. So I will try to explain my understanding. So what you effectively do is you're bridging the Lightning Network liquidity, which is effectively Bitcoin, with all EVM L2 liquidity, which is there. So you want to create that seamless bridge. So if I have some liquidity, I don't know, like on Ethereum or Polygon or whatever, I can convert it to liquidity on Lightning Network and vice versa. Am I right?
Exactly. And on the first stage, it will be just wrote in node. It means that you can use your tokens and convert them into Satoshis and vice versa. But the main focus will be on wrapped Bitcoins. And we may additionally introduce products like connections with decentralized exchanges. So they may be semi-automatically or automatically convert some various tokens, others, into wrapped BTC, and then wrapped BTC will be routed onto Lightning Network. And since normally settlement time in Ethereum finality is in the first block, and blocks is kind of fixed time, I believe it's 6 seconds or something. And normally settlement on the Lightning Network is around, maximum 10 seconds or something, maybe longer, but if actually used some special types of payments, and it means that it will be near instant operation. Okay, maybe if there is some conversions of some other tokens other than WBTC, it may need some additional time, since in the same block, I'm not sure that it will be always working.
Okay, and my other question is that you actually targeted some kind of custodian problem and centralization problem as something which is tackled with your solution. But the thing is that WBTC is the same derivative, which is controlled by a group of custodians. Mitigating the custodian problem, we're again working with the custodian. So what's your point on that?
Yes, exactly. This is risky, and this is actual inherent risk of our project. So we take this risk at some point. And why do we use other wrapped tokens? We use it for initial network effects. If we just start minting our own tokens from the day one, nobody really will trust us. We will be using these tokens for bootstrapping our project and provide a valuable service for our users, because all these projects are already integrated into decentralized exchanges. And this is the point. We will somehow piggyback on their network effects and use them for expanding our operations and gain additional experience and get initial revenue. Because when we provide in such a service, we will increase payment traffic on our Lightning nodes, and we will get just organically revenue from there. And also we may increase our revenue on the Lightning Network. That's a separate part of our business model. We get revenue from bridge toll, and we get revenue from Lightning Network operations. And since node is intended to be connected with major exchanges, it assumed that there should be quite much of payment traffic. And after some initial stage, we are moving into building a relay protocol, which will be implement proof of stake over the Lightning Network, because channels have nice abstraction, like they work like stakes, and we will be building general computational layer over Lightning Network. For that reason, I would say so. And it will allow, after we are building some consensus mechanism, we may mint tokens on the other side. It means that on other chains, on EVM, on TVM, and etc. And from now on, we may think about integration of our own token into all these decentralized exchanges and lending protocols and etc. Whatever we find in DeFi space working to that moment. And this is the plan. And we will reduce our risk by that. So we have technical risk. We have risk of compromising some way our infrastructure. I mean, it always remains, since we are building consensus mechanism. But after that, we get rid from the external tokens, external custodial tokens like WBTC. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, thanks. I have tons of any others, but I'll pass my.
We can talk.
Okay, cool. I'm happy to go next. Thanks, Ardelia. Very interesting. I think you touched on it, but as far as I know, the products that are getting mostly hacked is bridges, right? So it's this is the most sensitive part of all the kind of ecosystem. We didn't get to the team part, so I would be very interested to see, you know, who is behind this project. So obviously we don't know much about you or your team, and how you're going to ensure security, you know, and saying that we're going to have Certic and hack and audit is not going to cut it, right? So what are your extra thoughts around that?
So currently in the team, it's just me and two part-time colleagues who are working as a full-stack developer and some marketing specialist. And I probably another founder will join in October after finishing his own projects in Thailand. And he is the person I know for about 2 years. We already participated together in hackathons in El Salvador, Bitcoin Bankathon in 2021, with the project Standard Sats and synthetic fiat on the Lightning Network. And he has quite a lot of experience in development, and he has also experience with development of the consensus protocols. And I understand the concern about the security, and this is known, but our bridge is working closer like atomic swap actually, and all operations are with guaranteed atomicity. So there is no, at least at the first stage, there will be no consensus mechanics or something like that, something which may break. So at initial stage, we are pretty sure in security, and after that, after we will see some traction too, we may think about more complex things, of course.
Okay, cool. If I may, very small question also. You said the Lightning Network is going to grow to like 175 by 2030, right? Don't you think it's going to be a bottleneck for you to grow, because you're basically dependent on how it's going to grow? And it seems in 10 years, when crypto, I hope, going to be hopefully $10-20 trillion business, that is going to be a pretty small TAM, like total addressable market. What do you think about that?
Well, by all measure, I mean, it is always kind of dangerous to predict market behavior, but I can repeat that we are kind of insured against that, because we may also play as a router on the Lightning Network. So we may build, we may get revenue independently to size of the DeFi market or something like that. If we provide some useful service, the revenue on the Lightning Network may just grow organically. And if we take as an example, there is a pretty good example, LQWD. It's a publicly traded company in Canada, and all that they do just wrote in on the Lightning Network. And their liquidity on Lightning Network is equal to 32 Bitcoin. So it's pretty small, but they are working with that. And which is most important, it is our optimistic scenario to have 32 Bitcoins on the Lightning Network. And there may be some organic limits to grow, but also the point is that we are betting all in onto Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is the most decentralized currency, and even if the regulators will be really aggressive, there is small chance that DeFi, or at least quasi-DeFi at some point, and there is also DeFi on Bitcoin, will continue to exist. And what do they use? So if the next day regulators came after Tether, it means that almost $50 billion become worthless. But on the other side, it means that Bitcoins become ultimately valuable for the same reason. They will provide, they will be the lifeblood of this whole economy. And we will be sitting on that place anyway.
It's a big bet that Tether will go under the water for you to have a very huge market.
No,
I mean,
it's not
a risk. Cool. I'll just hand it over to Miki. Sorry. Yeah. No, but it's very interesting. I would like to learn more.
Thank you for the answers and questions. Unfortunately, Miki, we have to move forward with the next pitch, but feel free to round up your questions and we'll pass it to Ilya afterward. Thank you. Next, we'll have Team Plano.
All right, I'm just gonna put my, okay, you can see the screen. All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Nura. I'm here with my co-founder, Nino, to present Plano, a blockchain-based platform that simplifies the carbon credit creation process. So why carbon credit? The current carbon market is broken by design, as you might have read in various news articles, from overestimations to many scandalous projects. Next, please. So our vision at Plano to digitize the carbon market using machine learning and blockchain technologies for a faster, cheaper, and more accurate process for carbon credits. So I've been working in the sustainability field in the last 7 years and have learned 3 main problems in the carbon market. First, it's slow, takes up to 2 years to get certified for carbon projects. Second, it's expensive. Currently 15% of the revenues are paid for the measuring and certification process. And third is low accuracy due to the manual calculations that is still being used. The carbon market is an exploding market, expected going up to 50 billion in 2030 and even up to 250 billion in 2050. But at Plano, we're targeting the measuring and verification segment, which is around 15% of the total market. And we would like to start with a niche in the market, which is blue carbon. With that, I will hand it over to Nino to talk about the solution.
Thanks, Nura. So our value proposition is highlighted with Plano green on the bottom of the slide. We aim to develop the most accurate forecasting model to predict the growth of carbon emission. All the issues that you see here can be broken down into 3 main problems: fragmented data, manual labor, and inaccurate data. Plano is addressing these problems through our features. What are those? Are database, monitoring system with satellite, methodology recommendation, 2 machine learning models for carbon stock calculation and forecasting, and the other one for auto validation tasks done currently by auditor and registry. And lastly, we're storing all project data in the blockchain. Here are some examples of reliable data sources where we can find scientific data set, open source databases, and even near real-time data provided by the satellites. So now it's time for the demo. To start the demo, we'll create a carbon project where we first need to select the registry and then the auditor for certification. Then once we are here, we input all the project description, starting with name, timeline, description, project type, for example, project activity. And lastly, Plano is providing the function to map the project location. Once we are on the world map, we can then directly zoom into project location and then draw the lines around the project area. So what's happening here is that Plano analyzes the location and extract all the geospatial data. Lastly, we take screenshot for the evidence. Now, once it's done, Plano has all the data for our machine learning model to recommend the methodology to calculate the carbon credits. In the next step, you'll see here the actual questions from the methodology. Here, we use the data that are extracted from the map function, basically. Next, you will see the actual third step. Now, this is where our machine learning model is calculating the carbon stocks, basically. So what we need is to enter the starting year of the project. We can calculate it, and then the time frame of the project to be forecasted. Once we got that, lastly, we need the evidence to be uploaded to support the project itself. Now, we can review the project data. Once we are happy with it, we can directly start the certification process. Now here, we choose our project and then directly start the certification pipeline. So once we start the pipeline, the validation and certification are done automatically by our auto validation machine learning model. What's happening here is that the model has learned the official requirements from auditors and registries and can classify projects to be whether it will be approved or rejected. And once it is done, all project data, timestamps, and others will be stored on chain. Congrats, we just certified our first carbon project. So next, Plano is positioned perfectly because we offer state-of-the-art AI and blockchain technology while still offering a very competitive pricing. Next, we'll talk about the business side, and I'll hand back to Nura.
Great stuff. Thanks, Nino. So we have a SaaS business model with a tiered pricing based on a number of projects from small, medium to large. But we also have an enterprise business model for big corporates who are currently also planning to develop their own carbon projects. So just after 3 months working on Plano, we have a very positive market signals. For example, we have signed 2 LOIs with carbon projects, and we also have 5 more LOIs in the pipeline. And we're also active in social media, publishing thought leadership content on sustainability and also Web3. And we also hosted a Web3 event here in Munich with 150 investors and also startups attending. Lastly, a short description of our team. So I have a background in sustainability and carbon, and Nino has a background on software engineers specializing in AI and machine learning. And with these combinations, we believe that we can develop the best solutions in the carbon market. So that is from Plano today. To close off the presentations, I would like to stop with the executive summary slide and happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Nora and Nino. Yes, please, Nikki.
Thanks both. Yeah, very interesting project. Before I joined crypto, I actually working in ESG financing. So I always feel like that the carbon credit is a super potential area. But I try to keep the question short. The first one is more about your client audience. Like, what's your plan to get into it? Because my understanding is the current institution could care about carbon emission. They are more like the huger enterprise. They have the responsibility to comply with the ESG standard. So while the first question is what's your plan to get into it? And the second one, I would say, I also see you already consider different standard like railroad, gold standard, but is it finally will be recognized by them or just a separate certification?
Yeah, great questions. Nino, if you can jump back to slide number 2, or I think. Yes, so basically, as you mentioned here, Miki, as well, so a lot of corporates have been spending millions and millions of dollars to buy carbon credit, because if they cannot reduce the emissions, they need to offset their emissions, right? But as we see now, a lot of scandals has been happening. So there's actually a lack of confidence in the market. Recently, I just read companies like Shell, a lot of oil mining companies as well. They're now taking a step back and thinking about, should we actually invest again in carbon projects, or we actually develop our own projects, right? Because the current process are not very, let's say, transparent. So this is why actually the opportunity for us to provide a new solutions that we will have. So our target users is the project developers, so project underground, providing them with the tools, with the solution that they need. And the second is that we will onboard the auditors, which is I can look into our databases. And go into your second questions, we will also then onboard the registries. Why is that? Because the registries also have the incentive, because they have the pre-validated data available, so they can look into our databases, verify the data. So for us, this is kind of like the flywheel effect. Once we have the project, we have the auditors, the registry, it will then onboard more projects. But of course, with machine learning, the goal at the end is that we will also create our own standards or methodology. I hope that answers your question.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well then, guys, actually, funny enough, yesterday I started reading this book, How to Avoid Climate Crisis by Bill Gates. So it's very on par on my interest. I barely started it, so I cannot comment. I don't have much questions because I don't understand the industry that well. Being honest, I've reviewed maybe 10 or 15 carbon credit projects in the last 6 months or so. And they all seem to say, the same thing. And obviously, everyone has some edge or differentiator. And you show the competitor graph, but in a very nutshell, why do you think you're going to be the ones to win in this game? Because I think it's a big market to go after, and it's going to be very difficult to do so. why do you think you guys are the ones to really win the race?
Yeah, Nino, happy if you would like to take that.
Yeah, sure. So I think to approach these answers, we have 4 different points. So as you can see here, this is what we call our moat. This is our technical and business defensibility. So we don't only provide them with the tech, but also how to process the data. And on top of that, we provide our experience in the field. Mine is machine learning and software engineering, Nura is sustainability. But maybe if I may bring you to one of our, okay. Yeah, yes. So what differentiates us is not only the technology that we provide, basically. So what we want to do is we know where to get the data. Now we have our partners to provide the ground data, which will be used to validate the data that is currently extracted by via the satellite, for example. And once it is validated, we can process the data, create the new data set, which has a different integrity level, right? It's more high quality because everything is validated both from satellites and directly from the ground. And with this kind of data, we're confident enough that we will build a machine learning model that can provide the most accurate answers, basically, for or to tackle each of the problems that are occurring in the carbon market. Does that answer your question?
Cool. Yeah, sure. Thank you. Jaroslav, over to you.
Have we got any time for that, Albert?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'll be quick. Well, first of all, you said that the market is broken. To my understanding, the whole idea of carbon credit offset is broken. I mean, like increasing pollution in one part of the world because the other part of the world is not industrial. It seems something not very legit to me. But from the business side, and that's what I understood talking to people who are deep into ESG agenda. Is that, again, referring to your slide about the market is broken, this whole multi-billion, soon multi-trillion stuff is heavily manipulated. And the thing is that, like, whatever tech you've got and whatever, like verifiable on-chain technology and all the bells and whistles you have on top of that, unless you join either by acquisition or partnership, some of the big enterprises who are actually like driving all this stuff, I believe this market is inaccessible. So tackling it from creating a product very which is very usable and very user friendly for any enterprise doesn't actually solve the problem that these small enterprises have. No one wants their small credits and no one wants to process them. That doesn't make money for the industry. So maybe you've got like some idea of how you want to create a product that you're targeting an M&A or just buy out by some big tech or big enterprise to say, okay, these guys created something really cool on the tech side, so maybe we incorporate this into our pipeline.
Yeah, very good point as well, if I may respond. I know that's also a very important point as well there, Jaroslav. I've totally understood that basically, I mean, not just the carbon market is broken, but there are a misaligned incentive, right? People are now just spending money basically to pay for the sins. But what we're seeing as well from my own experience is that these corporates, they know that basically they have to do something because they can't really reduce all the emissions that they have. So they even now doing this called insetting, and they're also doing their own part, right? They invest in it. Why is that? Of course, first for the emissions, but not just that, there are also a lot of benefits. For example, I have my background here is actually mangrove, because we would like to focus on blue carbon and mangrove, because that's actually also climate change mitigations. So we both coming from Bali, Indonesia, basically our family now is also threatened by the rising sea levels. That's why people or projects are coming up with mangrove to protect them with the rising sea levels. So there is also a social benefit, but there's also environmental benefit for the local communities, of course, but also globally, especially for these corporates that can invest directly. So I know it's not a perfect market right now, but for now, we are trying to provide the solution, starting with like, what can we use the best technology out there and help these companies to invest in them.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Nura, Nino, and the judges for Q&A. Next up, I would like to welcome Team Define.
Hi, everyone. Give me a second. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
So, hi, everyone. My name is Anthony, and today I present to you Define, your AI personal Web3 assistant that helps you make informed investments within seconds based on real-time data analysis. So our vision is a world where anyone can be their own bank. How do we do that? By revolutionizing personal finance, by combining Web3 investments with AI to simplify access and improve the decision-making process. So let's talk about DeFi's problem. Investing in DeFi and Web3 in general is hard. Out of more than 50 crypto enthusiasts that we have spoken to, some of them spend more than 100 hours trying to learn how to get started in Web3. 71% of users lost money due to scams and because of the fatigue. And lastly, more than 80% stopped actively researching and investing in crypto after a few months. To answer that, we created Laura, your AI personal assistant for Web3. Our goal is to give you the tools to make the best decisions for unlocking your financial future. To do that, we created an AI assistant that helps you 24/7 to answer your questions. Within a click, you can manage your assets within seconds on multiple chains. With our non-custodial wallet, your investments are secure and will grow with real-time analytics and insights. And because we do not have access to your keys, your investments is in your hands, not ours. So we offer a seamless and effortless investment experience. First, a simple registration process and integration with MetaMask and soon Google login. Also, our AI is here at any step of the process to answer any question you might have. We gather information about your investment preferences and analyze your wallet to find the best investment opportunities based on your risk tolerance. Behind the scenes, our platform creates a smart contract wallet called ERC-4327, enabling you to purchase any coins across any chains and protocols. This is currently live on our website with one pool and expanding further. We provide a groundbreaking solution for personalized and diversified investments. As you could see in our video, it only took a few seconds to do the whole process. Introducing Laura, your AI personal assistant by your side throughout your entire journey. Equipped with comprehensive knowledge of Web3, Laura is ready to address any questions you may have. With access to up-to-date information from the blockchain, she provides real-time insights. Not only can she analyze your wallet, but she also leverages social media, sentiment, and curated news to present you with the finest investment opportunities. How does Laura work? The functioning of our AI involves a multi-step process. Initially, we collect data from various sources like news articles, social media, blockchain analysis, and trending information, which is vital for Laura's learning. Next, we ensure the data is cleansed and can be utilized for prompt engineering, tokenization, or stored in the vector database. This data serves multiple purposes, such as direct interactions with Laura, connected wallet analysis. Our AI system is equipped to provide valuable insight and assist you effectively. So why should you trust us? First, we use ERC-4327, which is a non-custodial wallet that allows you to recover your data. And we select and incorporate only validated and audited protocols into our platform. And additionally, you have control over your assets, and we don't have any control over it. And for our AI system, we provide full disclosure on our data sources, and we've implemented a community-based trust system to ensure our answers. Our business model offers a monthly subscription plan with advanced features and personalized finance. Users on the free tier can access basic platform functionalities, including one-click investments and educational assistance from Laura, while incurring a 1% transaction fee. Opting for basic tier prices $19 per month. Users not only enjoy a reduced transaction fee of 0.1%, but also gain access to credit information, insights, and portfolio protection. and also real-time data analysis. The market is rapidly expanding with a compound annual growth rate of approximately 42.6% projected until 2030. And the market has quadrupled since the previous year, and the growth shows no sign of slowing down. Our aim is to capture this audience by providing a user-friendly investment platform for newcomers. Within 5 years, our target is to achieve the 1% acquisition of the total value locked, amounting to 466 million. Our outreach strategy encompasses various channels to promote our project effectively. This includes Define Me podcasts featuring Laura, professional broadcasting at future tech events, and strategic partnerships with AI companies like Tiki. Since April, we have exceeded 750 followers and continues to grow. We believe our synergy and proactive approach to getting things done for the business are our main asset of the team. We know where to look and who to ask to get the information we need. With more than 30 years of experience combined, an ex-VC-backed CEO with coding experience in AI, a senior blockchain architect to lead the technical strategy, and our access to the best AI and data science department in Southern Germany, we are the right team at the right moment. Follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, and join us for the revolution. Thank you very much for your time.
Awesome. Thank you, Anthony and Team Define Me. Yep. Any, Yaroslav, would like to take
start? Okay, thank you.
So,
You guys, I have a lot to say. I was advising a very, very, very similar project, and I can feel all the pain of tackling the very interesting market. The thing is that the main two users of crypto, let's call them, are either the tech-savvy guys like us, who don't need an AI assistant because, you know, like we don't like relying, we like to get wrecked ourselves, right? We don't like to rely on AI advice on how to get wrecked. And the other part, like the main part, who everyone tries to tackle, right? This is the mainstream consumer market. And the problem with the mainstream consumer market is they don't really care about all the bells and whistles you got on the background, like all the standards and AI and self-custody. They will go to eToro, they will go to Robinhood if they want to invest. They use Coinbase Earn product or something like that. So it's really, really challenging to tackle a mainstream user who doesn't understand the tech, who doesn't understand something, to trust a, like we don't call no-name, but a fairly new brand, which no one knows. It's not in the news. It's not on the advertising like eToro, Coinbase, and Robinhood. And as I mentioned, for the tech-savvy users, it's like everything is already there. So how do you plan? What's your silver bullet and what's your target audience? That's the first question. What's your main target audience? And what's your silver bullet for winning that target audience? Thanks.
Of course. Thank you very much for the question. So we have two typical users, basically. We have, as you said, the tech savvy, who is a young professional who knows basically how the tech works. He wants to improve, like his decision-making process, quickly access to the best rated product. The main pain for them is that it takes really a long time to be already always on top of the news and like do a lot of research and knowing what's going on. So that's why we have two tools for them. The first one is we analyze their wallet and we can tell them instantly which product is the best for them. And the second part is thanks to our curated news and information, what we want to do is basically save them a lot of time. Yeah, sorry. So we want to curate them based on what they want. For example, they want to have information on certain topics, and this is what they would get. For the crypto enthusiasts, as you said, like people who are in the Web3, they want maybe to invest, they can go to Binance, eToro, and everything. Sure, they don't want to understand how does it work. We understand that, and that's why we do something very easily, and we don't want to bother them with too many details. But the thing is, for them, the biggest impact for them is that it is their key, and that's really the main point that we want to focus on. So if we see on the news, for example, FTX, of course, a couple of time ago, people thought, well, but I invested in Bitcoin, so how come does like I don't have my money anymore? Well, that's because it is centralized. It is not decentralized. So this is the main point that we want to say. It's like we are doing basically Binance in a decentralized way, meaning that if we go down, you still have your money, and it works very easily within seconds.
And if the pool gets hacked,
that's okay. So Of course, very, very good question. So this is not our pools. What we do is we connect to different pools. So for example, we can connect you to Lido, Ethereum. We can connect you to any type of pools. So all the pools that we put, they're audited and verified beforehand, of course. You always have a hack. The zero risk doesn't exist, of course. But we don't have, using the ERC 4337, you don't have to worry about, like, for example, going to the wrong website, clicking to the wrong address, front-running attacks, sending the wrong coin to the wrong address, because we take care about this in an atomic way. And also, for example, if you lose your seed phrase, you can also recover your funds. And again, the biggest part is if we go down, you still have your money. Any other question?
Okay, if Mickey is not going, what if 100,000 people come and say you gave me a wrong advice and I lost $55 billion, right? So you have to have very good lawyers and very good terms and conditions, right? So how are you going to solve that problem?
We do not give recommendation. We just educate. We tell them, like, okay, this is what we think that you should be doing. We are not doing it for you. This is just educational purposes. So what I mean by that is, of course, we are in the AI age, and AI is not perfectible. And still, even if the best tools, you can ask the best trader outside, he will not be right 100%. So we are very clear about what we do. Is just we tell you what we think could be good for you, but basically you always have the last call and the last end. We don't want to do trading for you. We don't want to force your hand. We just give you information.
Yeah, I understand, but I think a lot of people not gonna understand that. I think a lot of people gonna take it as a advice, right? And then they're gonna have a lot of bad feedback and try to sue you. Just my opinion. Yeah, Mickey, go ahead.
Thank you.
Yep.
Just to compare with that, of course, we are working with legal to be very clear about what we explain about, and to get rid of that.
You have to have very good terms and conditions, saying
of
that
course.
it's not investment wise, blah blah, right?
Of course.
Go ahead, Mickey. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, super cool idea. And my question is more around the AI model training course, because I saw you do mention that it's not a ChatGPT, it's a cheaper method. But at the same time, I think it's more specific AI model, more focusing on the DeFi and lots of real-time information popping up. So like you mentioned is cheaper cost, like can I explain more? And also how's the AI model? Yeah.
Okay, so I will answer the first question. I believe that a lot of companies nowadays, they say they do AI, but basically what they do is they fine-tune ChatGPT. And I believe that it brings a few problems to that. The first one is if ChatGPT, well, OpenAI decides to, for example, not serve any more DeFi products, then you don't have access to the API, you cannot use a model, your business is dead. Second point is fine-tuning ChatGPT is very, very, very expensive. We made some tests. For example, we trained only on like in our case, we trained like, for example, on the BTC only prices for fine-tuning ChatGPT, and it cost us like, I think, $50 only for that kind of information. It was like only a few months back. It was not the whole chain, of course. So it costs a lot of money to pay OpenAI. So when I say it's cheaper to train, is because what we use is a special model that we have full control of. So we will never have a problem with API or a problem of being shut down from this. And the second point is we can use all, as you can see, the type of data, and either use it for like prompt engineering, for example, if we want to be fast, or tokenization to train our model. Like we have 17 GPUs, so we can train our model pretty fast and in a better way than other things for educational purposes. Or the last one, which is for the real-time data. We use what's called vector database. It's kind of like basically a big bookshelf where instead of just training your model all the time, you just go and pick to the right book and the right page, and then you read the data, and then you can send it to the model. So it's very effective. I hope it answered your question.
Yep, thank you. Yep.
Perfect. Thank you so much for the presentation and the answers, Team DeFi.me. Next,
Thank you
we'll
very
have
much.
Team Catex. I would like to welcome Gaurav to the stage.
Thank you. Can you confirm my screen is visible?
Yes.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thank Blockchain Founders Group for scouting us and providing opportunity to be better in our journey. So a big vote of thanks and shout out to the team. That said, we are India's first crypto auditing, or call it a blockchain auditing company, who has been doing auditing for more than 5 years for law enforcement and other agencies. So when the government of India said that we are going to come up with the crypto taxation, it was pretty much logical for us. So we ushered upon our journey to build Katax. So Katax is a SaaS solution that helps you organize your digital assets, or call it crypto books, automatically. That means we do bookkeeping for you, we do accounting for you, and on that we do tax report generation for you. Why it is required? As of today, primarily in India, we have more than 115 million investors. 40% of them have a national and international account. They not only have account in India, but also on international exchanges like CoinEx, Binance, Kraken, etc. Not only that, they are actively trading on DeFi's, DEXs, NFT and whatnot. That's fine. But based on that, the government of India came up with a different calculation regime. So not only set of loss is allowed. By that we mean the profit made on Ethereum cannot be set of loss in Dogecoin or Bitcoin. They have to do cumbersome tedious calculation. Obviously, India is a altogether different ecosystem, and we are primarily relied on chartered accountant or CPAs to do our bookkeeping or taxes. So whenever any individual reach out to these people, they are not able to help because they do not have a prior education, nor they are comfortable with auditing the crypto books, because those are still not regulated entity in India. That has resulted in a lot of revenue loss to the government and also problem for the majority of the crypto investors in India. So we built Katax to answer that pain. At Katax, you come and register, you add your exchanges. That can happen in two ways. Either you can, if exchanges support APIs like Binance or Coinbase, you just have to provide read-only API key. We fetch your transactions there and we build up your books. Alternatively, other exchanges provide you CSV or Excel file, which you can upload in order to build your books. We do the calculation and automated report. Obviously, it's not just exchanges where individual trade. So we have been moving forward to build a solution that not only supports national and international exchanges, but also supports directly blockchain, custodian wallet, NFT, and DeFi's. How that translates is, you do your MetaMask authentication, and we are able to fetch the MetaMask wallet address. On basis of that, we build up your ERC token books, your Ethereum transaction, and everything else. NFT is something that we are progressing with, and DeFi is something that we intend to work after NFT. So what we are envisioning here is not just exchanges, but building a comprehensive solution that helps you in connecting with any player in the Web3 ecosystem. So far, we are a freemium. That means investors, based on the transaction, they are provided free service or paid service. If you want to have a report, you need to pay. We have a dedicated taxation consultancy and the support. That said, so far our brand journey has been awesome. With zero revenue, with zero marketing spending, we have been covered by national media like CoinDex, Times of India, Financial Express, all because we have been proven subject matter expert on this domain. We have been displaying knowledge around crypto taxation, auditing, and all those, wherein we have done a number of seminars and 2,500 attendees have attended. Our answers have received more than 200,000 views. Our website has achieved 70,000 organic traffic, which has translated into 10% of beta list user. Our brand visibility is 2.5 thousand followers on LinkedIn, 5,000 Twitter, and 3,000 on Facebook. That said, our revenue model is pretty simple. Up to 100 transactions, we are free for you. From 100 to 10,000 transactions, we charge bare minimum $10 for Indian customers. And about 10,000 transactions, we charge you $30, which is approximately 50% cheaper from competitor. Being cheap is not our strategy. This is something that we are trying to gain the market. That said, our additional taxation consultancy services cost you around $30 for 30 minutes, And we have been making by providing support for the crypto tax notices. By that we mean the government is sending notices to the individual and we help them reply to that. That's it. Our unit economics is, as far we have discovered, it's around $10 for customer acquisition. And based on Indian customer analysis, we believe the lifetime value is approximately $100, specifically for India, and margin is approximately 70%. That said, our product is being tested with the beta customers at this point of time, but we have been making revenue with helping with the tax consultancy, IT report and all. We have received 3 LOIs and MOUs with the enterprises or the startup in India, which are looking forward to streamline their taxation and the compliance. We have a waitlist of 6,000 customers as of today. The market size across the world is huge, 500 million investors in the crypto world, and approximately 100 million are in India. So according to the Pantera Capital report, we believe that, according to the report, there is approximately $3 billion TAM size, and we believe around $10 million worth of market in India. The interesting point is we look ourselves as a crypto regtech company or blockchain auditing company where taxation is the wedge, or it's a beachhead market for us. We are looking at a larger token economy, which is going to be 15 billion economy by 2025. By that we mean starting with the taxation, provide supporting services to the professionals, chartered accounting, CPA, auditor, etc., and innovate in the blue ocean. Do book compliance for DeFis, which are soon going to be regulated across the world, and any other opportunity that emerges. So based on what is our current product offering, our competitive advantage or our competition are 3 unicorns based out of US, which haven't came into India because of logical reason. Every country have their own taxation regime, and India is totally different behemoth. In India, we have 2 competitors. One is ClearTax, which has been old online taxation solution provider. They have ventured into crypto taxes recently. When we compare to them, our services is much better in terms of we have not only.
Hi, Gaurav. Please wrap up your presentation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's that. Our team consists of Gaurav Mehta, which is me. I have 10 years of crypto experience. I'm a dropout from materials. I'm dropout from Digital Currency University of Nicosia. I have masters in innovation and technology. Have a 5 years of forensic experience, taxation experience, TEDx speaker. Have worked with all national and international, national and state agency. Handled more than $10 billion worth of crypto cases. With me in the supporting role is Shaura Aditya Singh, who has won various awards from the government, precisely to be 3 awards in crypto innovation. Blockchain innovation. And with us, supported by our co-founder is Lakshmi Rao ma'am with 32 years of taxation and auditing. So I believe this is the best team that is available in India, and now all those knowledge is being translated into product development and reaching out to the market. So open to questions.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Gaurav, for the presentation. Yeah, Tarunas, you're ready.
Yeah. So first of all, congrats. I think there's a big problem. I think it's a great solution. There's no doubt. I don't have anything to challenge. I don't have even questions. There are many competitors in other markets that are doing this. They recently from the landscape, trust me, there are another 20 that raised at least 5 million rounds in the last 12 months or so. So I can only give you like small advice, and that's it. Is like, I think focus on Indian market. Don't look elsewhere. Try to execute as fast as possible. Drop all the services. I don't think, we're gonna have custom services for extra revenue. I wouldn't do it. It's gonna slow you down and so on. I would focus on the SaaS business and growing as fast as possible, and then get one acquisition in the next couple of years. And that's it. So I have nothing else to say. I think it's a clear problem. I think the product is very clear. It's all about the market share and who's going to take the biggest share of it. Because I think then it's very difficult to change the provider. So I think it's very important. I think the stickiness of the customer is very large. So as much customers you can take, the better acquisition offers are going to get. So congrats. Go ahead.
Thank you for kind feedback. I will just highlight our growth strategy here. Recently, we have been talking with the guidance of BFG. We have been able to formulate our growth strategy wherein we are partnering with exchanges, wherein wherever the customer referred, they receive 40% of revenue and rest 60% is kept by us. So Indian, due to policy, the transaction flow has gone down, therefore the revenue. So this is how we are going to acquire a large set of customer. But before that, we are ensuring our technology is capable of supporting that large volume of customer.
Mickey, you want to go?
Yeah, you can go ahead first.
Okay, thanks. I actually had the same, it was a question about the global market. I mean, like I see that it will be very challenging because the bookkeeping rules, like they are all different across the world. And what can be done in one jurisdiction doesn't necessarily mean something is at least 10% similar in another one. So it's not like scaling or replicating, it's actually building the solution from the scratch in terms of all the documents and all the pipeline in each country. So it might be more challenging that you depicted it in the pitch deck. And another question which I wonder because you are in India, some of my friends have recently moved out of India to Dubai and other places because of the huge taxes, like the new taxation policy for crypto in India. And from what they tell is that like the high net worth individuals are moving out of India, not to pay those crazy taxes. And like those who cannot afford that, they actually go into the, like they say, no taxation side. So they try to avoid the exchanges that can, like report any data and actually avoid filing the books on crypto. So do you see this as a problem? And how do you think your solution is going to, to comply with that, especially talks are that India might, reverse that decision and actually do something with those high taxes because they actually started getting less than more.
Yeah, so I'll answer your first question. This is where other companies like Lukka Tech, or when we talk about TaxBit, they have missed. Those are the companies that are founded by non-technical person. I have a 10 years of experience in technology. So the first thing that we did is build a very robust layer on the ground. By that, we mean we have a custom functions wherein we have to put taxes, 10%, 20%, 30%, VAT, TDS, and other implementation. So if I want to go out to Uganda or Latin market, which we plan to do in 2024, with the bare minimum of 2 or 3 months of working on the custom module, we would be able to integrate because blockchain is common across the world. So that is our USP that would unfold down 1 or 2 years that would help us to achieve the scalability. So technology by modulation and B partnership exchange. So that is the theory and the work we have done here so far. Second thing is we work very, very, very closely with the government. Again, I would like to stress very closely. In fact, so closely that we have analyzed a lot of data on the government behalf whenever they have consolidated the data from the government. Interesting thing here is when we look at the international exchange, international service provider like TaxBit, they are providing crypto taxation for free to everyone. So the question arises where the money is being made. The bigger chunk of money is going to be made from the government side, and soon that is going to get ready as the government understands that they're not able to understand who are moving money from where and all those things. So gradually we have been making path in order to build up the case where we are positioning ourselves as a perfect participant or perfect player to build a blockchain analytics solution, which would provide them not only who is moving money, who has moved money, what kind of taxation that owe, which we believe would be opening up once the government is little more ready down 1 year. So that's where the bigger money lies.
So you're on the dark side.
Not on the dark side. It's just about making money. Who needs our skill, we are happy to serve them.
Okay, perfect. Then, Mickey, if you don't have any questions, thank you, Gaurav, for presenting Cathux. Can move forward with the next team. It's Gateway. I would like to welcome Team Gateway to the stage.
Hello, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Oluwaseun Peter. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Gateway. And as Gateway, we are building the product for Web3. It's basically a platform that allows people to learn about Web3, learn about how to navigate these apps and also discover these applications. So over $1 billion is lost annually because most users don't use Web3 products more than twice. And over the last 6 months, we've acquired over 3,500 users, and we have over 100 plus Web3 products on the waiting list. We've had tons of customer discovery calls. And here's what we learned. This problem is related to retention, which can be traced down to the onboarding phase of both the users and the products. So when a user gets into the Web3 ecosystem, they have very low retention because sometimes they don't know how to navigate this complex Web3 applications, or they got into the Web3 space due to hype, head drops, and all those financial bets. And when these products acquire this type of users, they have very high churn rates. They lose more than 70% of the active customers within the next 3 months. And this leads to the loss of potential revenue. So what we've built is a solution that increases users' retention by up to 70%. And the way we do this, we bring in the gamified education element to allow people to learn about these Web3 applications, how to navigate them, and also discover them. So we bring that discovery and gamified education experience to the consumers. And by this, we enhance their onboarding experience, it increases their retention and their value. So instances that we've seen on the platform is when people use our platform, they're much more educated, they use Web3 products more frequently, they spend money on these Web3 products, and these Web3 products make money. So here's how it works. A user, let's call her Rachel, comes on Gateway. A crypto wallet is created for her to store, record her activities on chain. She can learn using pre-made learning adventures. She can also leverage our AI solution to create a self-learning adventure. If she's interested in stablecoins or DeFi, she can leverage this AI and learn about it. And after completing this learning adventure, she earns rewards like NFTs and crypto. These are recorded on-chain and can unlock more features for us, such as an on-chain resume and communities and so on. And finally, because she learns about stablecoin DeFi, she can find the best DeFi and stablecoin product, leveraging our product discovery feature. And on the other hand, products can get listed on Gateway within 2 minutes, which is recorded on chain. And by listing on Gateway, they get a chance of being discovered by potential high-quality users who already are looking for what their solution or their product actually solves. And they can also leverage our AI solution to create adventures for these users to learn how their product works, what they are solving, how to navigate their products, and so on. So by doing so, whatever users come on board their products have much more high retention rates, and they have much more high possibility of spending or conducting transactions on their applications. So in the last 6 months, we've acquired 3,500 users in 25 countries. Majority of them are from Hong Kong, Nigeria, United States, Indonesia, and the United Kingdom. We've launched our application. It's available on the web, Android, and iOS. We've secured over $30,000 in non-dilutive funding from their protocol. And they gave us this funding because they believe we are solving a problem they encountered themselves when they were entering certain key markets. We have over 100 plus Web3 products waiting on our waiting list, waiting for our product discovery feature to go live. And thanks to the guidance on several workshops of BFG, we were able to train our AI model to actually scale some of the solutions that we've actually built. So the biggest opportunity we see in Web3 is in the onboarding, the lifecycle, and the distribution of users and products. So if you look at this chart, up until this point, the Web3 ecosystem has been driven by hype. We've had several unfortunate incidents like the pegging of stablecoins, the Luna crashes, the FTS crashes, and a lot of government regulation is coming into place. So most of the growth strategies Web3 products have been using is not going to work anymore. So the next stage of growth is going to be driven by education and discovery. The following stage is going to be driven by distribution up until we get into the maturity stage. And this market is estimated at about $18 billion. And we believe, considering the competitors we have in the market, we can reach a market of about $1 billion. So we have competitors in the market because it's quite a promising market, and even the OG discovery platforms such as Product Hunt. But what it actually makes us different is, aside from just allowing users to find products and connecting these two audiences together, we bring the gamified education elements to allow these people to learn about those products more in depth, how to navigate these products. And we leverage our AI solution to scale these solutions so that we can improve the user's onboarding experience. And we bring all of this to the mobile phones. And also our platform is Web2 friendly. So for users, the mainstream market who don't know how to connect wallets using MetaMask, they can enjoy this platform, but we handle all of the Web3 blocker for them in the backend. So this is the team myself. I have a background in product and growth marketing. I've worked at top blockchain protocols such as Celo, Dash, and Threshold. Emmanuel is the CTO, a full stack developer, has worked at Decade and Abacus. Anthony is the sales guy. He leads the business development. He has experience working with private consulting and stock trading firms. We are a very great team. We know how to talk to customers. We know how to discover their pain points. We know how to sell this and also scale the solution. our business model is Gateway is pretty much free to use, but we're able to charge users subscription if they want to unlock more premium features. We can also charge the products between 500 to 1,000 for each campaign when they want to leverage our AI solution or acquire high quality users on the platform. And this pricing is going to go higher the more the platform actually grows. And by the third year, after we've gathered enough data from the usage on the platform, we are going to open up our API access so that larger corporations who have spent years acquiring millions of customers, but are also battling the issue of activation and retention with their platform, they can leverage our architecture to actually do this. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, please let me know.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Peter, for the presentation. Yeah, I would like to open the floor for the question.
Hey, thank you guys for the presentation. I got one question because I feel like that this type of product, the incentive is definitely a key how to acquire both more users and projects to onboard. So would love to know more that what's your incentive plan, like utilize a tokenomic or something else. And another thing is like I do see you guys quite emphasize on the mobile app size, but in the meantime, I still got a feeling that most Web3 the app is still like on the web size. So do you think there should some like gap in between, like maybe difficult to let the users to try the target products or if through the mobile apps?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Awesome, great question. Thank you for the question. So to answer the first question as regards the incentive, so one of the problems we're trying to avoid is not to give free tokens too much because that can mess up the expectations of the users. So what we do is we gamify the experiences. We are using NFTs, a little bit of small tokens, but the users have to actually spend a lot of time before they can maybe earn $1 on the platform. So with this, the users and these NFTs they earn actually unlocks more features. So there's a progressive incentive for them to keep coming back and learning. And as regards tokenomics, we don't have a plan of launching a token at the moment, but we're hoping to, me advice or anything like that. And to answer your second question, the platform is available on the web, Android and iOS on the mobile. But the reason why we emphasize on the mobile side is because our platform takes both the Web 2 and the Web 3 audience. And what we've learned is for the Web 2 mainstream consumer markets, they are more tilted toward the mobile side because it's much more easier for them to use. And this is why we also built the platform on the mobile and so they can enjoy this experience on the mobile phones. But definitely the platform is available on the web as well for the Web 3 audience. And somewhere down in our roadmap, we are also bringing in the Connect Wallet feature so that the Web 3 native audience can also access this platform using their traditional MetaMask and Trust Wallet and other stuff.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, I'm happy to go next. Well done, guys. It was a very interesting pitch. I'm going to start with a small joke. I think 70% of people never use the product second time in blockchain because I think most of the products are shit. So not because they don't discover. So it's half joke, half not. So my question would be just on the business model. You are going to charge the user $5 a month, right? Why do you do that? Because I was not familiar with Product Hunt, but I Googled why I listened to you, and it seems Product Hunt is doing the opposite. And it seems more logical, that they charge the product makers because they're more incentivized. And you say, we are the Product Hunt for Web3 and do everything the opposite way. So why is that?
So I'll take that. So I think with Gateway, we're attending to two audiences. So we have someone like you who is quite educated in crypto and might want to fact check, or you have some information you want to get out that's happening. AI can help you. You can get all that information, right? But you have maybe a few free trials where you can get tailor-made adventures to yourself. But after that, if you want more adventures that would be tailored to your needs, tailored to your curiosity, tailored to, what's DeFi, what's blockchain, how can I use the MetaMask, for the AI to generate that learning model for you, you then have to pay to continue using it. But for the product hunters, these are, our audiences that go through this adventure are the same people who will now help to test Web3. So we have two different audiences. On one side, we have the Web3 products who want to be listed, and we have, gamified learners who are coming to use our platform to learn, to get an understanding of what's happening on the Web3 space. So we're attending to two different audiences. So that's why the revenue stream is coming from not just the people who launch their products on our platforms, but also our learners who come through the gamified process.
Okay, I would really strongly suggest to reconsider this because I think you are a marketplace, right? And you cannot charge both sides of the marketplace. It's the same, all products we have. I use Facebook for free, because somebody is pushing the content and Facebook thinks how to monetize it. I use Twitter, I use Instagram, I use whatever products. Imagine going on eBay and being charged just in order to go and buy something on eBay. It just doesn't make any sense, right? So I would strongly suggest you to reconsider that and think of other monetization models. So sorry, Yaroslav, I think wants to ask a question. Go ahead. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'm again in the situation when I was heavily advising the very, very similar project, and I can say that users won't pay and projects won't pay either. And that is the big problem. Why users don't pay is pretty obvious, because actually they are the I would say the selling part here. So they are actually making your projects live, and everything in Web3 right now is built around rewards. So everyone is ready to reward the users for coming, for engaging, for doing things. And when putting that the other way and say, now you're going to pay for us to show you products, that's really, you need a few, maybe a dozen million marketing budget to just put that idea into. So that's the first problem. And the second, why projects don't pay? Projects don't pay because you will most probably not bring them any new audience. So we have big players right now, which is, like Galax and, all these Zeely platform and things like that, all the platforms that allow you creating different quests, product discovery quests. I think we are all familiar, with all these Galaxy, Zeely, and other projects. And it is very challenging for you to really bring them the new users that they don't already target through the free platforms. So why the platforms are free? Because they've got enough VC funding to operate and to burn money and not charge anyone. So neither side is charged. For users, it's free, it's rewarding. For projects, it's free. So actually tackling this market with something where you charge either of the parts, is really challenging. And that's actually the question for me. So what is your plan to actually, what value are you bringing to projects for charging them from 500 to 1,000 for showcasing their product? Because this is the question. Every project you approach with a paying proposal, they just ask, how many users will you bring? What they will do? How will you guarantee that? How can you guarantee these users are, new for me? And so what's your plan here?
Yeah, very good question. Oh, sorry, let me take this, Anthony. So very good question, a very interesting one. So, and I'm going to give you an instance. First of all, to answer your question of why would projects pay, we have one of the largest crypto wallets. We've signed an agreement contract with them for them to pay as soon as we launch the feature. So this is something we've seen that even larger players are willing to actually pay for. So you mentioned a couple of platforms like the Zeely and the like. So what actually makes us different? And this is our strategy, right? So, and I'm going to give you an instance for what we've learned from our platform. So there's a particular user on our platform who, after coming through Gateway, was actually much more comfortable because of the learning adventure. She has been on the product for about a year. She's never made any Bitcoin purchase. She just downloaded the application. But after going through the learning adventure kind of like takes you through why, what, and why, and when you should actually engage maybe Web3, or why you should buy Bitcoin, or do any of this stuff. So after coming through our platform, she made her first Bitcoin purchase on Luno. So these are some of the instances that we've actually seen on Gateway, because not only are you going through a platform that educates you, you are also going to test out this products for free. So we don't charge products to get listed on Gateway. It's only when they want to maybe leverage our AI solution to build a learning adventure, because the major problem is not just acquiring users. Where the bigger problem is activating these users and ensuring that, after you get them on your platform, they actually take an action, they make a transaction. That's where the biggest problem is. Acquisition is, you can throw money into Facebook, throw money into all of these ad platforms, but the biggest problem is actually the activation, and that's where we are actually playing where Gateway is actually playing our game. So with our platform, we activate this user so that when they get on this product, they make more transactions and and they do more purchases.
So actually, Zeely is built around that. They are not about acquisition; they're about engagement. So the quest that you create within Zeely, they actually motivate users to make more transactions, to like invite friends, add funds, whatever action. You can actually connect all those actions to Zeely, and they get rewarded. So that's also in the market.
So I just wanted to clarify that our users don't pay to have any of this experience. We have pre-made learning videos they can watch. In fact, they get compensated, rewarded. If they test out apps, they get NFTs, they get incentivized to do all of this, right? When they go through all of that. The only medium they get to pay is when they want a pre-made. So they want a tailor-made adventure for them. And that's the same thing for the Web3 product. So if Binance, for example, right, wants to have a pre-made learning adventure using our AI model to say, hey, we want those people coming in to get educated about this feature on Binance, and we want the AI to be able to train them, that's when they get to pay us. But every other thing, they can come in, use. It's just when you want a tailor-made adventure for yourself, for your specific need, that's when we get a charge. So I have to make that clear that every other experience, especially on the user side, we get to incentivize you. We get to gamify the whole process to make the entire onboarding process seamless and enjoyable, apparently. So that's our aim. So I just wanted to clarify that you only get charged when you want a tailor-made AI adventure for yourself.
Perfect. Thank you, Team Gateway. Unfortunately, we have to move to the next team. Last but not least, we have Ganesh with Fireborn.
Hey guys, hi everyone. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you for having us, and I really appreciate the time and opportunity given to us to present today. We are Fireborn, growth and analytics infrastructure for Web3 games. Right? We aim to be the leading provider of gaming analytics and growth infrastructure, enabling Web3 game developers to scale efficiently. We are back. We are two people who are very experienced in the space, but more importantly, we are avid gamers, love the gaming space a lot, have been gaming since 12 years old. I've been part of CakeDefy's leadership team, where they're more like a C5 platform. I also built India's first ever online esports coaching platform. Adara has worked on platforms you guys mentioned, Zeely, which was Crew3. He was a lead staff software engineer there and brings immense experience to the platform they were building. I like a bit of the conversation that went on earlier, because we have built a solution that is kind of countering against existing solutions like Zeely or Galaxy, and I'm happy to show you more. But before that, here's the problem that we're looking at, right? So gaming studios pay about $26.7 billion per year for user acquisition. It's a lot of money. And the three problems that revolves in the Web3 gaming space right now. There's lack of infrastructure and tools. Current solutions are too complex and expensive. Acquisition and retention is a massive challenge. Now, every space within the Web3 space is having the same problem. So gaming is not new. It's also facing the same challenge. We believe a new data stack is needed for Web3 games. A data stack that includes social data, product insights, and on-chain data. To give you a bit more insight into the space, $3 billion have been invested into Web3 games just in 2022, right? This is our solution here, the growth engine for Web3 games. Fireborn is an all-in-one analytics and growth marketing platform designed to enable Web3 games to optimize player engagement, retention, and revenue generation. We leverage on the do-to-earn model. So you have an inbuilt mission platform. Then you could create your own campaigns. For example, like writing a Twitter thread, designing a pitch for a project, creating cool designs for the project. You could ask them for some feedback on a gaming tutorial, ask them to try something out, and you could reward them. But that is not really the highlight of the Fireborn's platform only, because a lot of the other players provide that. We go a step further to provide in-depth game analytics. And a lot of Web3 game studios right now or game developers can't afford the analytics solutions out there. We provide off-chain, on-chain, and product analytics with the solution as of today on Fireborn. I'll just backtrack a bit. I forgot to mention the customer acquisition cost is reduced by 50% with the implementation of Fireborn. So we're helping companies save money, and we're giving them data to make better insights and grow their families a lot better in the gaming space. You could just happy to share a bit more of the market data. 80% of the Web3 gamers will come from Asia. I'm going to share a little quote by Trip Hawkins, the founder and first CEO of EA. I'm confident that within a decade, Web3 games will be a bigger deal than console or mobile than ever been. We at Fireborn truly believe that that's exactly right. There are 3 billion gamers globally. It's a $200 billion total addressable market. $3.3 billion have been raised for Web3 games in 2021, 400 million raised in 2022. I mean, the first quarter of 2022. 7 hours of average player spent gaming weekly, right? And the biggest market in Asia region, if you are Korea, Philippines, and Vietnam, from the data that we have checked out. We aim to acquire 10% market share in 5 years. We took a bottom-up approach. So we looked at the total addressable market as the total number of mobile and PC games in the world times a yearly subscription fee, which we see about somewhere around 3K to 5K. Service addressable market, the total number of games in Asia times a yearly subscription fee, which is about 50% of that. And the market that we can obtain is a 10% ARR market share of that. And that gives us $725 million. Again, this is more of a prediction, a conservative number, because we believe that we'll be able to scale up to more services for the same type of customers and be able to acquire a larger market share. Our revenue potential in the second year, we aim to get $1 million ARR based on at least 55 games. For small communities, we're charging $750 a month. And for large communities, the price per request. The numbers are not extremely huge, only because existing Web2 players who provide analytics solutions are charging anywhere between like 50K to 100K right now for games to even utilize their analytics solutions. We have secured 4 gaming studios, including a publicly listed ones. Along with that, we have 100K members in beta, who's part of the gaming studios, and 500,000 members in the pipeline. We are also partnering with Web3 game launch pads. Now, these members is very vital to our mode, as essentially we are providing a data analytics solution that is going to be constantly improving. And with the amount of data that's going to flow through our platform, we see a very effective solution that we'll be able to capture a decent market share right now. We continuously build. In Q2, we have released our platform. In the next quarter, we're going to be expanding the team. We're going to be doing a bit more product development with pilot enterprise customers. We're going to build out product analytics and on-chain analytics. We want to touch a bit on the fraud prevention through generative AI. 50% of the gamers right now are botted, and we hope to change that at a much later stage. We want to expand partnerships with additional blockchain networks for broader multi-chain compatibility. Right now, we're specifically looking at Polygon. We are looking at a bit of the Move language, so Aptos and Sui networks are within our vision right now. We do what others don't cheaper. So if you look at Amplitude, Zili, or Layer 3, they have either the engagement solution or they don't have the analytics, or they have the analytics and then they don't have the engagement. So for Amplitude, they're quite nascent in the on-chain data space. So that's why they are marked across on a unified analytics space. And most of the Web3 games that we are specifically targeting have a higher need for on-chain analytics. Fireborn provides engagement quests which can build out directly from our platform versus these direct platforms which tend to attract more bounty hunters versus more authentic customers. We do unified analytics. We have an SDK availability, and we are working towards a fraud prevention right now. 10 games to be onboarded by the end of 2023. We're going to leverage our network from our existing previous experience, strategic partnerships with Web3 and Web2 publishers, including Launchpads. We have 4 partners in beta, enterprise customers with a target 1 million ARR in 2024. We're also doing a lot of community building. I personally speak at a lot of events that are either in Korea, Singapore, or Malaysia. We do Twitter Spaces weekly and bi-weekly. We try to put out more content to build more thought leadership, to get more conversations around in the gaming analytics space. Thank you so much. Right, and that's Fireborn.
Perfect. Thank you, Ganesh. All right, and go directly to the Q&A.
Ganesh, thanks for the presentation. Can you give us just a real life example of, let's say, the mission and how it works? For example, I'm a game, and we have a few games, a few Web3 games. We have communities in Discord connected with these games. We have like the gaming process with wallets and things like that. So if I join Fireborn, what is your offer actually for $750 per month?
Yep. So here's the beauty of it. These are the 3 missions that we have created. And personally, I've run a lot of these missions from various platforms, and I've participated in those. I feel some of the missions does not add great value to the platform. Like those social missions where they ask you to like or follow something, you just click it, and they don't really kind of engage with the community. So the first mission we look at is more like a referral mission, where you could get the gamers who already participated in your ecosystem to refer them. We have a leaderboard system that tracks it, and they get automated rewards paid out to that. So that's one form of mission you could do to get someone to download or play or participate in your game. The second, you could get a feedback mission. So right now you have like a different gameplay they're releasing, you have a tutorial video that you're releasing. You could plug it out right there, get feedback on that with a set of questions, and get them to have insights. So this way you get to reduce your churn rate, because if the feedback is that, oh, this tutorial is not that good, it's pretty sucky, right? Like then you could change it out immediately and then release it out later. And we see a lot of ways that you could potentially use the feedback mission as well. And then we also have a quiz mission. So you want people to know your game and understand your game. So the best way is let them have a walkthrough of the gameplay, maybe read your white paper, and then answer a few questions and get rewarded for it. So these are the type of missions you can do, but we are also working on like further missions as we go along.
So that's basically kind of, I would say, kind of zilly integrated into Discord, and you use those endpoints to integrate into your product. So there's like interactive quests, but the quests are pretty much the same. They are outside the game.
Yeah. So I guess, okay, one way we have to maybe think about it from the start is Zilli, Galaxy, and most of the quest platforms, they take a consumer-facing model, right? So it's a B2C model, outright. Customers can see the quest, like they could see multiple type of quests from different organizations. But whereas for Fireborn, these quests are created by the community managers or growth managers and shared on their socials. So it's not something where people could just randomly discover the campaigns. And we believe this currently adds more value from testing is because the people that engage with it or are sharing the quest or participating in the quest are people you have collected, and they are also bringing on people that they are trusting, right? So if let's say a gamer is bringing on another gamer, that's how, I took part in a lot of games because my friend was playing it. He told me to take part in another game, and I saw it. It's not, I don't see a point. At least with the gaming space, I don't see how people would go to a Crew3 platform and say, yeah, that's a nice game, I'm going to play it now, and then be an engaged user on it, right? That's why I kind of see the difference. But our mode over here is really more on the analytics front, because right now Web3 games require that to have user acquisition, right? And most of the existing solutions are just too expensive. So we have analytics and engagement tagged on together as a one-shop fits all, and that makes us have an immense value right now in the space.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, I'm happy to go next. Yeah, the same. We have maybe 5 games in a portfolio. So I had the same question: what can be offered? So it would be interesting to get a proposal. Happy to distribute with the teams and to see how they react. So yeah, I don't think I have many questions. I think the pitch deck kind of confused me a bit between analytics and growth. Is it just that analytics are empowering for you to grow, or you provide any other growth channels? So you also have like a community? Are you also kind of almost working as a publisher? So when I was listening to a pitch, I was really confused. I understand the analytics part, very clear. I see, 5 players play, these don't play, blah, blah, blah. I'm interested to see how, because we've actually had a board meeting with one of the games earlier today, and they also said, we just onboarded 300 users, they played X amount of time, all that kind of stuff. So it will be interesting to see what's the value you guys provide versus the data they can collect themselves, I guess, in a hacked analytics. And then, the growth part. So is it just that your analytics empower better growth because you can make smarter decisions, or is there any other growth channels you guys provide? Like you have your own big community, you have your guild, you have your whatever, I don't know. So if you can just elaborate on that, I think that's interesting, because I think growth is one of the Achilles of all the games in today's environment.
I understand, absolutely, right. So okay, let's do this. I'll tackle the analytics one first. So I think a lot of people, especially with on-chain data, most of them are just public, so you can capture the data. That's not where the magic happens. The magic is kind of when you have that data and you're able to pull actionable insights from it and give suggestions on what is happening in that ecosystem is where we come in and provide that value. If you just look at most of the platforms out there, they provide on-chain analytics, but they're not focused for Web3 games. So if you look at Web2 solutions like maybe Amplitude, who does product analytics, events tracking, so knowing exactly when the gamer drops off is something that we provide as a value on the platform. And that's based on a lot of the conversations we've had. Like that's most of their most immediate need. Like they want to understand their users before even growing, because if they don't understand who's the type of users they're getting, then they can't really scale it up, right? So that's the kind of the primary challenge they have. But the growth side is mainly on the engagement of the quest that we have built. So the referral quest is purely a user acquisition channel that has reduced CAC costs significantly. We have the feedback and the quiz sessions, which engages with the gamers, which is very much into the Web3 ethos of building with the community that you're part of. So this helps them create a strong brand presence and eventually grow from there. But we are also looking at the different type of quests that we could create on the platform as we go along. But we'll flow with what the market is asking based on that. Because the type of quest that used to work 2 years ago is just not working anymore. Like Gleam used to create like clickable campaigns, and a lot of people used to be so hungry for it. Right now, that doesn't really work, So I guess we just have to really follow with the market. That's how I see it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dennis and Fireborn. With that was the last pitch. I'll let some time for the judges to write down their thoughts about the pitch. Meanwhile, I would like to introduce briefly to you about BFG Superstars Program. So with the BFG Superstars Program, we are taking a huge bet in the blockchain ecosystem, where we believe the application of the technology will be able to tackle currently existing problems due to the centralization. The programs run twice a year, and the upcoming one is season 4, which will start in September. The application phase has been open, so make sure to check out and scan the QR code, and the deadline for the application is August 12th. Our focus areas are Web3, crypto, DeFi, NFT, DAO governance, amongst others. The program itself, it is 100% online and remote, means you can join from anywhere in the world. You can be in Asia, America, Europe, anywhere where you have the internet connection, of course. Our passport saw participants all across the world. You can be a professional, corporate, as well as students wanting to fund your own startup. And for the program, we will build together with you within the first 3 months. At the end of the program, we will invest to select teams up to 70,000 euros. During the program, participants will also receive a compensation of 2,000 euros per month. Next, Melissa. Yeah. So we will also host the AMA sessions where you could ask further questions regarding the program. My colleague Max will host the session twice in July and August, so make sure to join and check out this AMA session. Yeah, with all that said, I would like to thank you again to our judges, Yaroslav, Sarunas, and Miki, all the startups and viewers for spending the past hours with us and have made this event very successful. Once again, the event recording will be available for you to view on YouTube, and the link will be sent to all participants as well after this. If you would like to get in touch with any of the pitching startups, feel free to reach out to me or Melissa. Then we will reach out to you with the team. As well, if you would like to attend the future editions, you can join for our monthly pitch event. Make sure to follow our LinkedIn and Twitter, or subscribe to our newsletter to get our marketing emails and notifications for our next event. We also do have a post-event survey that you can scan the QR code here. Make sure to leave some feedback as well as things that you'd like to see more of in the future editions. With that said, I'll be closing the events. I'd like to thank you everyone for attending on Zoom, YouTube, for spending your time with us today. Thank you and have a nice rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Cheers.